BNP in Noyapaltan today to mark Eid-e-Miladun-Nabi. Speaking about the country's law and order situation, Salahuddin also said, "This is the achievement of the police. Their lost morale has already returned. Nothing more is possible in such a short time," he added. Meanwhile, BNP Acting Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi praised law enforcement agencies for swiftly arresting the accused following the murder of a teacher and his family in Rangpur and called for identifying and dismantling the secret hideouts of all criminal syndicates across the country. He called for establishing a just society and ensuring the rule of law in the country by following the path of peace shown by Prophet Muhammad. Bangladesh is keen to cooperate with Bhutan to advance transformative initiative in the region aimed at mutual welfare, prosperity and sustainable development. President Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alongir said this today while paying a courtesy call on Bhutanese King Jigme Khesar Nigel Wangchuk at the VVIP lounge of Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport. The meeting took place during the Bhutanese king's one-hour stopover at HSIA early in the morning. During the meeting, they discussed various issues of mutual interest. The president invited the Bhutanese king and members of the royal family to pay a state visit to Bangladesh at their convenience. In response, the Bhutanese king invited the president and the prime minister of Bangladesh to visit Bhutan at their convenience. The king conveyed his sincere congratulations and best wishes to Mirza Fakhrul on assuming office as president. The president also conveyed warm greetings to the king of Bhutan and members of the royal family on behalf of the people and the government of Bangladesh. Forming parliamentary committees will be the top priority of the third parliamentary session, which begins tomorrow. Chief Whip Nurul Islam Moni said on Wednesday, adding that the committees would be finalized as soon as the opposition party submits its members' name. The session may be short but could be extended if necessary, Moni said during a media interview at the Parliament building. About 6 important bills may be tabled, including legislation on property transfer, enforced disappearances, and human rights protection. Under the proposed property transfer law, parents who transfer property to their children would retain possession and use this right for as long as they live and attempt to prevent children neglecting parents after asset transfer, the chief whip said. On the July Chara, the constitutional reform, Moni said, the public had voted on the basis of the election manifesto and placed their trust in the government. That trust had made Tariq Rahman Prime Minister, he said. New laws would be enacted and existing ones amended where required in the national interest. Bangladesh received $2.34 billion in remittance during the first 24 days of August. According to the latest data released by Bangladesh Bank, between August 1st and August 24th of the current fiscal year 2026 to 27, total remittance inflow registered a 25.7% growth compared to $1.861 billion received during the corresponding period of the FY26. On August 24th alone, the country received $81 million in foreign remittances. Central bank figures indicate a sustained upward momentum in official remittance channel, driven by consistent inflows through formal banking channels. A collision involving a pickup van, a motorcycle and an auto rickshaw has left 2 people dead and 5 others critically injured in Thakurgaon earlier today. The incident took place in the morning near the post office area under Bhuli Upazila in the district. One of the deceased was identified as Anwar, a resident of Balia Union. The identity of the other victim could not be known immediately. Confirming the matter, Bhuli police station officer in charge, Noor Alam Siddiq, said that a passenger carrying auto rickshaw was heading towards Thakurga in the morning when a pickup van coming from the opposite direction collided first with a motorcycle in the post office area. The pickup driver lost control of the vehicle following the initial impact and crashed head-on onto the auto rickshaw, leaving 2 people dead on the spot. Meanwhile, an army man and his wife were killed when a bus ran over their motorcycle on the bypass road in Jhinaida municipality on Wednesday morning. The deceased were Lance Corporal Sohel Kazi, who was serving with 12 Bengal of the Bangladesh Army, and his wife Jannatul Firdaus Tuli. Viewers, taking a short break, stay with us.
Plan
opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV screen.
Really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
They will face better projects.
With President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with 2 types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan
Opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV screen.
really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
They will face better projects.
With President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with 2 types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan
Opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful.
Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. Now, news from abroad. At least 7 Palestinians were killed in Israeli strikes across the Gaza Strip on Tuesday as Israeli forces carried out attacks despite a ceasefire that took effect last October. The latest casualties included 2 people who succumbed to injuries sustained in earlier Israeli strikes. A medical source at Al-Shifa Hospital unveiled that the bodies of the 3 Palestinians had been brought to the hospital following an Israeli strike on a home in Beil Lahia. Local eyewitnesses say the targeted home was located near Kamal Adwan Hospital in the Beit Lahia project area. The strike also wounded several others. It it was not immediately clear what kind of munitions were used in the strike. A medical source later told that Tahir Aouni Atullah died from critical wounds sustained in the attack. Earlier Tuesday, a Palestinian man was killed in an Israeli drone strike in the Al Mawasa area of Khan Yunus in the southern Gaza Strip, according to a medical source. On the same day, 2 Palestinians died after having been struck by Israeli gunfire. At least 14 infants were killed when a fire broke out at the state-run Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences, Islamabad on Wednesday. The blaze began around 7 a.m. local time in the hospital's mother and child health ward and was triggered by a fault in air conditioning system. Of 15 newborns in the world, 1 was rescued. Following the tragic incident, Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif suspended a top health official. An investigation into the fire is underway, with a committee ordered to report within 24 hours. The father of a victim has criticized the safety measures in place at the hospital, saying only 1 door was open for visitors. According to the hospital's executive director, the door to the maternity ward was not locked, but it was manned. US President Donald Trump said on Tuesday that he was considering changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America as a trade war between the United States and Canada escalates. The United States is giving serious consideration to changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America, in that we don't expect to doing much business with Ontario any longer, Trump wrote in a post on Truth Social. Trump's threat to rename Lake Ontario comes after he changed the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America last year. Earlier in the day, the US president said that all mines within the international waters of the Strait of Hormuz had been removed or denotated, and that Iran had been notified that any ship or boat placing new mines would be destroyed. Six Chinese nationals were killed and 9 more are missing after a fire broke out at a gas chemical complex in Russia's far eastern Amur region, the plant said on Tuesday. A total of 7 people died and 152 people were treated for injuries, including 36 who were rushed to the hospital, the plant said on the Telegram messaging app on Wednesday. The fire, which broke out on Tuesday, was extinguished, it added. An emergency service plane had arrived to transport the injured to other hospitals in Russia. The complex, which bills itself as one of the world's largest polyethylene and polypropylene producers, is a joint project of Russian company Sibur and Chinese oil and gas company Sinopec 6028.SS. It has yet to begin operation and was preparing for production start. US CIA Director John Ratcliffe held talks with Russian intelligence officials during his visit to Moscow on Tuesday, but did not meet President Vladimir Putin, the Kremlin said on Wednesday. The Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters that Putin had been briefed on the outcome of Ratcliffe's talks, which come as the war in Ukraine is escalating and as efforts to reach a lasting peace deal between USA and Iran have stalled. Peskov declined to disclose what had been discussed or to provide any further details, however. As asked if visits by such senior US officials could help improve the dire state of US-Russia relationships, Peskov said that contacts between the two countries' intelligence agencies were a positive thing.
Сами по себе контакты по линии специальных служб — это
At least 47 people were killed and 22 more injured in an overnight gang raid on a neighborhood overlooking Haiti's capital of Port-au-Prince, the UN said on Monday, prompting anger over the lack of protection from repeated deadly attacks. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned the attack and called on Haitian authorities to hold those responsible to account, including through specialized judicial units created with international support to investigate mass crimes, UN spokesperson on Stéphane Dujarric said on Tuesday. Dujarric said 22 of those killed were reportedly executed in a church compound where they had sought safety. A massive flash flood in the Himalayan nation of Nepal washed away villages while damaging roads, bridges and power projects in a region bordering Tibet, authorities said on Wednesday, as they warn against the risk of casualties. The areas of Sepur, Besi and Timure in the mountainous district of Rasuwa, with a population of about 50,000, were severely affected, officials said, while urging those living on the banks of Botekoshi River to seek higher ground. The reason for the inundation was not immediately clear, but deadly flash flood on the same river last year was eventually traced to the draining of a glacial lake. Nepal's Water Resources Ministry said hydroelectric projects were among the infrastructure damaged by the roads, along with roads and bridges. Electricity supply in the area has been disrupted as a result of such damage, the government added. SpaceX unveiled plans on Tuesday to build a Starship rocket launch complex in southern Louisiana, a $100 billion effort posed to transform coastal wetlands into critical base for the company's AI satellite launch ambitions. The 125,000-acre site on Pecan Island, which SpaceX names Starbase, Louisiana, will expand the company's Starship launch operation beyond South Texas and Florida. It will eventually launch thousands of Starship flights a year, SpaceX President Granny Shotwell said. Construction will begin next year with the first Starship launch in 2029, SpaceX said in a statement. Shotwell detailed the plans near the proposed site in Louisiana's Vermilion Parish at an event with Governor Jeff Landry and other senior state officials. SpaceX plans to build a safe, sustaining spaceport with its own propellant production power, generation, deep water shipping capabilities, vehicle processing facilities, and probably an airport, Shotwell said. Before we end, we will go to the headlines again. Today is Holi Eid Miladun Nabi. Nation is observing day with religious solemnity. No crime went unpunished in last 6 months, says Home Minister. Criminal syndicates hideout must be dismantled, says BNP Acting Secretary General. And Bhutanese king makes brief stopover in Dhaka. President Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alongir plays courtesy call. You're updated with the top stories so far here on SATV. And to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.